How about you get out before I pull you out?
What are you pulling me over for?
Because you're called in as a reckless driver, and we're going to check if you're drunk, buddy, so get out. I'm going to break this window, and I'm going to pull you out if you don't get out on your own.
You're really gonna, you have to be this aggressive with me, man? Hey, come out, dude.
He bit me, bitch! He bit me, bitch! He bit me, bitch!
So the video you're watching takes place in a small town called Lampasas, Texas. Population about 7,500, only 7.3 square miles. The story we're going to get into today is, in my opinion, worthy of national exposure. The problem is that this happens so much more often than the average person thinks or would ever believe or conceive in their mind, that it doesn't make national news. Because that's how often this happens. There's an epidemic in this country. Psychopathic, adrenaline junkie cops who want a comfy pension, and they're out there on the streets victimizing, terrorizing, and destroying people's lives. Courtesy of Lackluster's channel, I'm going to play this clip and allow him to set the tone for this video. I am borrowing this content from him to cover it and make my own points and articulations about what is happening here.
The caller allegedly said the car was driving recklessly, prompting deputies to be dispatched to the area.
738 to 20.
The dashcam video begins with deputies clearly driving faster than the 35-mile-per-hour speed limit to catch up with a Ford Mustang. The Mustang was driving within the lawful limit and did not appear to violate any other traffic code. Once the cruiser catches up to the car, they are pulled over by Deputy Logan Jones.
Hey, partner, can you step out for me, please?
What for?
Get out.
What, I mean, you gotta...
Because I said so.
I can't just...
How about you get out before I pull you out?
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Get out right now. Get out.
So I would like to immediately state the obvious. This officer has no need to be this aggressive towards this young man. He's in there with a very pretty girl. I'll just let you know that right now. Maybe he's jealous. I don't know. That's just something I offer because I have no clue what possessed this man to act the way he did. Well, let's get into some case law because this channel would be devoid of any real content if it lacked in case law and case study on these matters. So right now the officer is approaching the vehicle and he's immediately demanding that he exits the vehicle. Unfortunately for Americans today, there is case law on this. So you're just going to have to make it maybe about 3 or 4 minutes of listening to me read, because I do think that these documents are with good purpose to be read out loud, the way they were kept on record. And it's interesting because they describe the exact moment in time that this law was instituted and adjudicated in court. So we'll start with Pennsylvania v. Mims, which gives police the right to demand that anyone exit the car on a lawful traffic stop, which equals a detainment. So if you're speeding or you fail to lane change, they can actually walk up to your car and immediately demand that you get out. In the video we're watching, the officer did not observe any traffic violations. He's going on an anonymous tip with no corroboration. This becomes a gray area. We'll get into that later. So as it says here, Pennsylvania v. Mims, decided December 5, 1977. After police officers had stopped respondent's automobile for being operated with an expired license plate, one of the officers asked respondent to step out of the car and produce his license and registration. As respondent alighted, a large bulge under his jacket was noticed by the officer, who thereupon frisked him and found a loaded revolver. Respondent was then arrested and subsequently indicted for carrying a concealed weapon and unlicensed firearm. His motion to suppress the revolver was denied, and after a trial, at which the revolver was introduced in evidence, he was convicted. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court reversed on the ground that the revolver was seized in violation of the Fourth Amendment. So they tried to use the Fourth Amendment to suppress that evidence, which obviously would have freed the guy. It goes on to say that it was held that the order to get out of the car issued after the respondent was lawfully detained was reasonable and thus permissible under the Fourth Amendment. The state's proffered justification for such order, the officer's safety, is both legitimate and weighty, and the intrusion into respondent's personal liberty occasioned by the order, being at most a mere inconvenience, cannot prevail when balanced against the legitimate concerns for the officer's safety. And it goes on to cite Terry v. Ohio because there's something called a Terry frisk. When the officer gets you out of the car, they can use, I believe, the back of their hand to pat you down. They can't search you unless they find something through the pat down. Once probable cause develops, they can further the search. The facts available to the officer at the moment of the seizure or the search warrant a man of reasonable caution in the belief that the action taken was appropriate. The officer was justified in making the search he did once the bulge in the respondent's jacket was observed.
Oh, you can't do that.
Get out.
You can't do that.
Get out. As of right now, you are under arrest for interference.
What am I being under arrest for, sir? What am I being under
Interference.
arrest?
Get out.
What? Tell me when I'm interfering. Call your sheriff. Call your main person.
Okay, so I'm going to interject here. There's a couple things happening. He's asking him what he's being under arrest for. So he's not under arrest. He's detained at the most. Interestingly enough, this stupid cop, Logan Jones, answers with interference. Let's take a brief look at what constitutes interference. In Texas, interference with public duties is a Class B misdemeanor occurring when a person with criminal negligence interrupts, disrupts, impedes, or interferes with a peace officer, firefighter, or emergency medical personnel performing duties. It covers physical obstruction, interfering with police dogs, or disrupting emergency communications. Key aspects of Texas interference laws. Interference with public duties, Class B misdemeanor, involves obstructing law enforcement, emergency responders, or certain public safety officials. It requires actual interference, not just causing annoyance. So we can clearly see that he just made that up. This cop has no clue what he's talking about. He's fishing. He got an anonymous tip about a reckless driver, which he himself did not observe. He has no corroborating evidence for trying to charge him with interference. I mean, the kid just said, "What am I under arrest for?" He doesn't even say you're just detained, which would have been the appropriate answer. He just drums up interference, which I thought very bizarre.
You'll be able to call a lawyer in the morning, so get out.
Reckless driving where? Please tell me where. Because I just left my...
Get out.
No. You can't break my window, dude. Are you fucking...
Get out.
You can't do that. I'm doing nothing wrong. You're lying. I was not doing reckless driving anywhere. I just left a friend's house. Literally, just got into town. How are you going to...
And I can also smell marijuana.
Bullshit, man. There's nothing in this car.
Get out. I'm going to break your window.
Break my window. Are you really? You can't do that. Call your dispatch.
Get out.
Explain to me what I'm doing wrong, sir.
I actually think that other officer who just looked to his right kind of sensed that this was going to go awry quickly. He just flipped out his beater stick.
Literally, just got into town. How are you going to...
And I can also smell marijuana.
Bullshit, man. There's nothing in this car.
He's escalating this in every way. He's not looking to de-escalate at all. His ego is totally challenged. There's nothing more dangerous than a butt-hurt cop with qualified immunity. Let me just tell you that right now. This is scary stuff. This kid probably should have gotten out of the car. I don't blame him for not, but to avoid what's about to happen to him, he probably should have gotten out of the car and just shut up. But he's very young. When I was 18, I would listen to everything these cops said. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what he knew now. I'm not judging him for it. I'm just saying I wish for his safety he would have just gotten out. Because at that point, he could have just gotten out of the car and just shut the heck up, and this cop would have nothing on him. Instead, a melee occurs.
it's reckless driving.
What you're doing right now is a criminal offense. You're interference with an investigation. You are going to jail. You are under arrest.
Please tell me what I'm doing.
Get out of the car.
Please tell me what I'm doing wrong.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me. This isn't the law. You can't just pull me.
You ever been stopped before?
Huh?
You ever been stopped before?
Yes, I have been stopped plenty.
You ever gone to jail before?
Yes, I have gone to jail.
Well, you're going again, buddy. Get out.
What?
See, this is why my channel is actually named Fifth Amendment Press. Because the right to remain silent is the most powerful right you have. I can't implore this enough. Do you see how he said he's been arrested plenty of times? He's been to jail plenty of times? I actually even doubt that because he's so young. I mean, sure, I guess he could have gone to jail a couple times, but 20 or 30? I just highly doubt that. I think what he's trying to do is show this officer that he has some knowledge of the law through experience. This is why you don't talk. You're giving this guy everything he wants. Oh, you've been in jail before? Well, you're going again, buddy. Who wants to even hear that? Why even give him that little W? This guy is a psychotic lunatic, and he's just looking for any excuse to ground and pound the crap out of somebody. And unfortunately, this teen was the one he was going to do it to this night, but it would be his last.
Please tell me what. Call.
Get out.
Dude, you can't do this. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Get out of the car.
Where, please tell me where.
What is wrong with you?
And nothing's wrong with me. Please tell me where I was doing reckless driving.
What is wrong with you? There's obviously something wrong with you.
There's nothing wrong with me, sir. You're telling me I'm doing reckless driving me. You're saying I'm drunk. You're saying all that. You're trying to pull me out of my car. I'm not. I literally just left the
Hey, where's
house.
Steven?
Huh? Please, can you
Have him come over here.
like, please call, like, you can't do this.
Hey, do y'all have any spikes?
Well, y'all gonna pop my tires out?
Just get some spikes and put some spikes here.
Hell no, I'm calling my dad. You can't do this, dude.
That way you don't drive off, partner.
I'm not gonna drive off. I'm about to call my dad. He's about to fucking.
Well, if he comes over here, he can go to jail too.
Yo, my dad, you can take my fucking dad to jail.
So he says if he comes over here, he can go to jail too. Why? He's saying that his father doesn't have the right to show up on scene and stay a safe distance. Like if he stays 25 feet or more from the stop, he can't be in public. He'll just get arrested. You can see this cop is desperate. He's looking for any reason to intimidate, escalate, and just make things worse any way he can.
Will you get out?
I'm not getting.
You're being ridiculous. You are being ridiculous.
How?
You're acting childish.
Why are you trying to pull me out of my car? Tell me why.
I can smell marijuana. You're called in as a reckless driver, so we're going to see if you're drunk.
Where was I?
The vehicle behind you on 580.
How? I was literally drunk. I just left. I'm not doing anything wrong. You can't just pull me out of my car. You can't do that.
So I'm going to interject again just to say this. If the caller can be traced by 911 and the information is detailed and accurate, cops can pull you over on suspicion of reckless driving or DUI. If you see someone bobbing and weaving the lanes and you call 911, they're going to show up. If you have a plate number and the description of the car and maybe the person, they're going to investigate that. So at this point, the officer does have the legal backing, Pennsylvania versus Mims. He's not citing it because I don't think he even knows it. He's just trying to rip the kid out. But he can pull him over and get him out of the car. But that is all he can do. At that point, if you don't speak, if you don't give evidence to the officer, all he has is the call-in. There's no other evidence. That's the thing, is that this kid's jawing with him. He's excited. And I understand all that. Once again, not judging him. But what I'm saying is if this was to happen to you and you didn't know how to deal with it, the way to deal with it is to not say anything. Just kindly tell the officer, I would prefer not to answer any questions at this time. Don't challenge his ego. Don't even give him an excuse. The problem is once you give them an excuse, they start to take that and they start to take that and spin a yarn on it. You don't even want to go down that road. But here he can get him out of the car. So let him come out of the car and just stand there. Say and do nothing. He has no other evidence. If you start speaking, he's going to say you have slurred speech and bloodshot eyes and all this. But he needs a lot of those things. He needs like 6 or 7 of those data points to corroborate potential DUI, which isn't really what was called in. It was just called in as an erratic driver.
I have her get out.
No, you don't have to do this. They can't do this. You can't.
Hey, Hey, you want to talk to a supervisor partner?
I want to talk. You can't pull.
Here's one right here.
How is he gonna pull me out of the car? I'm not.
Get out of the car.
But just, okay.
Get out of the car.
Okay, can you please explain?
Hey, cuff it. One of y'all cuff her.
I was just getting a ride home.
Okay.
I was just getting a ride home.
Hang tight right there. Just hang out right there. Do y'all got IDs on you?
I don't, sir.
Do you have an ID?
I just turned 18, but I don't have any ID on me or anything.
Get out of that door. You're coming out this way. I'm telling you one more time.
So for some context, it's May, it's 2017. 3 teens graduated high school earlier that day. They're traveling around in Lampasas County, Texas in a Ford Mustang. The caller allegedly said the car was driving recklessly, which led to officers being dispatched to the area. So that's what we got, and that's what led to this point. Continue on.
Smell of alcohol.
Alright, you have to be this aggressive with me, man? Hey, time out, dude. Look at my finger, dude. Look at my finger.
Quentin tries to show the officers that he has a large open wound on his finger, and without provocation, Deputy Jones grabs Quentin by the neck, throws him to the ground, and punches him repeatedly in the face.
Alright, you have to be this aggressive with me, man? Hey, time out, dude. Look at my finger, dude. Look at my finger. Look at my finger. You dummy. Please look at my finger. He grabbed. Look at it. I couldn't. Are you fucking kidding me, man? I'm not even. He made me, bitch. He made me, bitch. He made me, bitch. He made me, bitch. Come on, this is all. Yeah, grab my hair, dude. I'm not doing anything wrong. Are you fucking kidding me?
Roll over. Behind your back.
Are you kidding me? Break my neck, dude. I'm not doing anything wrong, dude. What am I doing? Are you fucking kidding me?
Put your hands behind your back.
I'm not doing it. Look at my hand. It's probably bleeding now. Ow! Dude, what the fuck are you doing to me? You just busted on my face, dude. What is wrong with you? What did I do wrong? You can't just pull me out of the car like that. That's illegal. You can't do that. Alright, yeah, they're pretty fucking sick. Yeah, put them on, dude. I swear to fucking God. Yeah, dude, I'm already handcuffed.
Calm down. Calm down.
Can please someone get this dude off me? I don't want anybody else to arrest me, dude. He's already punched me in the face. He's already putting my fucking face in the ground, dude. And what, all for what?
Calm down.
I am calm. You just fucking took me to the ground. Look at my finger, dude. I'll ask for you not to do it so hard. I'm like doing nothing wrong, dude. I'm not these cuffs are tight as fuck. You just threw me to the ground, you punched me in the face like fucking 20 times, and I didn't.
So I'm speechless at this point. He literally pulled a UFC ground and pound on this young man. Now, I'm not saying him being a young man makes him not a threat. When he raised his hand to show him the cut on his finger, it can be taken as a threat of force. Once he had him down on the ground in a full mount, there's absolutely no need for him to even throw one punch, let alone what looked like a dozen or so hard, full-on UFC-style ground and pound punches. That, my friends, is what we call excessive force. That is 100% excessive force. It's assault and battery. He simply raised his hand, and at that point, I do believe the officer can take him down to the ground and cuff him. That's it. That is simply it. He was able to overpower him easily because he wasn't really trying to fight him when he raised his hand. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that he could have even just continued to try to cuff him. You know what I mean? He didn't have to slam him down and then beat his face in.
Over here.
Quinn, it's okay, okay? Calm down.
Like, what did I do wrong?
I wasn't trying to push you guys anything, sir.
I don't have anything on me, man.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean what's wrong with me?
Here comes the gaslighting from the narcissistic, psychopathic loser, Logan Jones. What is wrong with you? Can you imagine? And calm down. So the man who just beat the piss out of you is telling you to calm down. That is freaking rich, right? That is exactly what gaslighting is. When someone tells you that you're doing what they're doing to you. That's a quintessential example of gaslighting. That's what these cops do. And there are, I would estimate, thousands of them, just like this asshole. Sorry, but that's what he is.
Can't do that.
You cannot do what you were doing.
Doing what? Fucking goddamn face is all bruised up. Yeah, did I touch you
All right,
once?
somebody help me get him up.
Did I touch you once? It just beat up
You blow up to me, buddy.
I didn't. So if I blow up to you, you have the right to punch me in the face?
Let's go.
Look at my finger, dude. Look, what did I do?
His response there was perfect. So if I bow up to you, you have the right to punch me in the face. In other words, these officers seem to rise to the level of depravity as the same people they're trying to subdue. It's like if they show up on scene and someone has an attitude, they immediately have an attitude back. There's no de-escalation tactics being employed. They immediately rise to the level of depravity that they meet. It's like they're trying to match the energy, and they think that's cool. They think that's what they should be doing. Where's the de-escalation? They're supposed to be trained in that. Yet they match your energy, and then they one-up you. It's like, no, he didn't bow up to you. He raised one hand. Like I said, that can be taken as a resist. That can be taken as maybe even a threat that he's going to raise his hands to you in violence. But, I mean, he raised one hand. If that was his version of throwing a punch, it was pretty bad. I mean, there was no rearing back, nothing like that. He's like, you bowed up to me, dude. No, he was trying to say, look at my hand. It was poor timing, but nonetheless, that is 100% unequivocal excessive force. It's a total beatdown, assault and battery all the way. You do that to another civilian in public in the view of the police, they will arrest you for assault and battery on the spot, no questions asked. And the prosecutor and the judge will throw you in jail or prison. Maybe you get probation if you have no priors, but you will go through the process. Actually, if you hit somebody 10 or 12 times, I really don't think you're escaping some kind of jail time.
Dude, like what? What did I do? What? Please tell me what I did, man. Please.
I told you several times where you're sitting in the car.
Put your feet in the car. I want to know what I'm being arrested for. I'm not getting back here until you tell me what I'm getting arrested for. Interference with what? What's the interference?
You won't get out of the car.
You can't do that. You can't just pull me out of the car.
Come here, pull me.
Like, please, dude.
I'll find what you need.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I did nothing wrong.
During questioning, the female admitted she was only 17 years old and had drank earlier in the evening.
17-year-old had a couple Smirnoffs. We want to do with it.
This one?
Yeah.
She go to jail.
I graduate Friday. Please, my family just flew in today.
Hey, Cruz. You the one driving?
Yes.
Okay, good. This is terrible. You're hanging out with idiots. That's what happens when you hang out with dumbasses. Okay, you go to jail.
Sir, please, I don't usually do this thing. Please.
Probably the safest place for you to be tonight instead of with
Please,
two
my
drunk
mom can
idiots.
come get me right now. Please, my mom can come get me right now.
So jail is the safest place for this 17-year-old girl who had a few Smirnoff Ices, right? A jail cell is the safest place for her to be. Make that make sense to me, man.
Now, I will never be caught up in a situation like this again.
Don't look at me.
Okay, I will never be around Quentin Cruz again, and I promise you that. Because this is bad news. This is bad for me. This is not me. I love God. I love doing what's right.
When you hang around people that give us problems, nobody catches breaks, okay? To include you.
After searching the vehicle and calling for a tow, Deputy Jones drives Quentin to jail.
Sir, can you please tell me what's going on?
All right, nannies have one jam with a female, 79638.3, 79638.3.
Sir, can you please tell me what's going on? Sir, can someone please tell me what the fuck is going on? Can you please tell me what's going on now?
You what?
Can you please tell me what's going on now?
What do you think is going on?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. You tried searching my car without, like, you came straight up to my...
asked to search your car.
Yes, you did. You told me to get out. You can't tell me to get out. I don't have to get out.
Yes, you do have to get out.
No, you don't.
The
man.
offense called interference, okay? And that's what you're being charged with.
What's interference?
Interference with a investigation.
What investigation to what?
DWI investigation.
How?
Because you were called in as driving recklessly.
What time was I called in at?
I mean, this guy has a total lack of confidence in his articulation of the law. Now it's a DUI investigation. Since when? He didn't observe him swerving on the road. He didn't say your breath smells like alcohol. I smell alcohol in your person. He said he smelled marijuana, but we all know that that was complete bullshit because the kid reacted in a way where he's like, come on, dude, there's nothing in here. He's like, you're an effing liar. Like, he just immediately responded to that. I believe him. I actually believe there was no weed in the car. There was no weed found in the car. So there's no probable cause for a DUI investigation outside of an anonymous tip of an erratic or reckless driver. So now it's a DUI investigation. Liar. Lying psychopaths out there.
Right before I stopped you, this car that turned into Rollinsbrook Hospital, they called you in as a reckless driver driving down 580.
That doesn't make
sense. See, is this making any sense to you?
No, it's not making any sense to me. No, it's not. So what am I being charged for? What am I getting arrested for?
You're being charged with
I'll just tell you right now, if you go to court with, I got an anonymous tip that he was driving reckless, can't produce the CAD call, got no other evidence other than word of mouth, it's just hearsay. There's no, you smell like alcohol, which alone by itself is not enough either. None of these things by themselves is enough to produce probable cause to do a DUI investigation. None of them. It's a totality of the circumstances, meaning they see the car swerving. They open the window and they're hit with the smell of alcohol. Bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, all these things come together and now they have PC to get you out of the car and do a DUI investigation. That never even happened. He never even said, I suspect you of drunk driving. So he's pulling this stuff out of his butt.
interference, resisting, and assault on a police officer. That's what you're being charged with.
Assault on a police officer after he was just beaten senseless, gaslighting, lying. That's what these cops do. And there are thousands of them on the streets.
I assaulted you?
Yes, you did.
How
That's
so?
why I took you to the ground, remember?
Oh, yeah, when I told you my
Or
hand.
are you too drunk to understand this?
Look, I told you, I said, when we get to the police station, you can see my hand. It's got a pretty big gash in it. You were putting me under arrest, and I said, hey, watch my hand. And then, boom, took me to the ground,
you told me to go fuck myself
is
is what you told me to do.
Huh?
You told me to go fuck myself is what you told me to do.
No, I did not.
You don't remember any of this?
I do remember it. I said, my hand, you literally turned.
He started dropping F-bombs after the guy started ground and pounding him. Can you believe the lies that are coming out of this guy's mouth? I can't even believe what I'm hearing. This guy is literally just making new stuff up as he goes. You don't remember that? What's the matter? You too drunk? Does he present as drunk to you? Listen to him speaking. He's articulating well. Drunk people don't sound like that. They have trouble articulating, especially if they're so drunk like he tried to describe.
Turned me around, took me to the ground, and started punching me in the face.
That's because you punched me first, you idiot.
Where did I punch you at?
At the back of the...
Punched him first. We'll see the video in a moment. There was no punch. Another lie.
The car. That's why you went on the ground. Do you remember this? You punched me in the chest.
If I would have punched you, I'd have left a pretty big bruise. So I want to know where I punched you at.
Okay.
Dude, I'm telling you, I punched you? For real? Don't you have body cameras and like on your car cameras, right?
Yeah.
And we can see that, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna see that in court, right?
Yeah, 6 months from now.
6 months from now.
And they'll play.
Yeah, so he wants him to know that, look, this is going to take a long time. You have to wait 6 months to see how many lies I told, and maybe by then you'll just plea out and take a guilty plea.
The video of you talking and acting stupid in the back seat, so.
Fortunately for Quentin, they will also play the portion of video showing that he never punched or even swung on anybody.
No, you're really you have to be this aggressive with me, man? Hey, time out, dude, look. Look at my finger, dude. Look at my finger. Look at my...
No punch. Total lie. Not even a scintilla of a punch. I mean, literally nothing. He said timeout, which no officer's going to comply with when they're like this douchebag. I mean, timeout's not going to work, you know. And once again, not judging the kid. I think he was trying to avoid being cuffed with this gash on his hand or whatever, but that was never going to be a reality for him, unfortunately. I kind of just wish he would have just put his hands behind his back and just submitted, because it was hard to watch that.
Please look at my finger. He grabbed. Look at it. I couldn't. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not even. He made me, bitch. He made me, bitch.
No.
He made me, bitch. He made me, bitch. I mean, I wasn't really talking back there. I just said I wanted to know what the hell was going on. I want to know why I got punched in the face by a fucking grown man. For nothing. For asking you to watch my finger, please. I can't
When
wait
you
to
sober up, you realize how bad a decision you made.
What do you mean, how bad of a decision? You can't just tell me to get out of my car. Assault on a police officer. You want to see my hand?
See, now you can listen, right? You can get out of the cop car, fine. Go.
See my hand?
I see that.
Yeah, that's why I said watch out. And then boom, took me to the ground, started punching me in the face.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I'll be fine. You want to see that video where I didn't even touch you? But you're Mr. Bigger Badass. You get to wear the badge. You can do whatever you want. Hit me again. Remember there's no cameras. I'll probably erase them.
What's your fucking problem?
Dude, my fucking problem was I didn't.
What's your effing problem? This guy's actually getting annoyed that he has a complaint against him. Narcissism, psychopathy, and it runs deep in this guy's blood, man. He can't even avoid who he is. Can a leopard change his spots? Clearly not.
I didn't do nothing to you. You took me to the ground and started to look at my face, dude. You started fucking beating the fuck out of me. I wasn't even trying to hit you.
You did.
And we're gonna where?
You punched me in my chest when we were at the back of the car.
I punched you in the chest. When I was like this, I
Come on,
punched
let's
you
go.
in the chest.
Let's go. Take him. Dude, that son of a bitch.
Quinton was charged with resisting arrest, assault of a public servant, driving while intoxicated, and interfering with public duties. Shortly after the arrest, the cell phone video went viral.
All charges were dismissed. Cops will literally arrest you just so you have to take that ride, knowing that the charges are not going to stick. And this happens untold, probably hundreds of thousands of times per year, where they will just make you take that ride just because they don't freaking like you. Or just because this kid right now pissed me off and I'm going to beat the crap out of him, and then I'm going to blame him for drunk driving. I'm going to charge him with drunk driving, assault on a police officer, which could be a felony. I mean, they will completely destroy you just because they're annoyed with you. How insane is that? Just because you don't want to talk to them.
Viral.
No, they're not. Oh my God. Not fucking happening right now.
Following public outcry, the sheriff's office placed Deputy Logan Jones on a tax dollar-paid administrative vacation while his friends investigated his excessive use of force. Deputy Jones lied on the arrest affidavit, accusing Quinton of striking first, but there is no indication that he was ever placed on the Brady list. More than 3 months after the incident, the state
The Brady list is a literal list of active police officers who lied on their report.
determined that Jones would not be criminally charged. Similarly, the results of the internal investigation are not publicly known.
No criminal charges will be filed against a sheriff's deputy who punched a man multiple times during a traffic stop. According to an arrest affidavit, Deputy Logan Jones responded to a call of a reckless driver. He pulled over this car carrying 3 young teens. Things escalated when Jones tried to arrest the driver. The officer was placed on administrative leave while the Texas Rangers investigated. No word on if the Lampasas Sheriff's Office will review their use of force policy.
After his 3-month paid vacation, the sheriff's office allowed him to resign. A year after the incident, Quinton filed a civil rights lawsuit against the Lampasas Police Department, County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Logan Jones, and several other officers. The defendants dragged out the case for nearly a year, but once it was scheduled for a jury trial, they quickly settled the case for an undisclosed amount.
And the reason why that amount is undisclosed is because it's part of the contractual agreement that they make with the county and the lawsuit. So it's like an NDA. They're not going to disclose the amount. They're not going to talk about the facts of the civil case and the civil lawsuit, and they're just going to settle for a dollar amount. I mean, it's a travesty. You ask me, this guy should be doing 5 years min. What he did would land anyone in either the county or prison. And this freaking guy got a paid vacation and was allowed to resign. So if he's got X amount of years in, he could be vested enough to collect his pension. So he gets the last laugh. Unfortunately, my friends, I hate to say it, if his pension was vested enough for him to collect any amount, he's going to collect it for the rest of his life. But something tells me he's decently young looking. I feel that he probably would have wanted to continue and make his max pension, right? So at least there was that bump in the road and the exposure of a violent criminal wearing a Halloween costume. And that's going to do it, my friends. Remember, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. This is Lewis signing off, Fifth Amendment Press.